Hey, Bert.
Hey, Richard.
Up if you
Hey,
can
how are
hear
you?
radio, your vapid is parked in the lower motor pool.
I'm okay.
Copy.
Why are you laughing? What's going on?
Oh, I'm fine.
You
How you
don't
doing?
sound fine. You don't.
No.
When someone asks you if you're okay and you go, I'm good, that sounds like you sound like Harley Quinn.
Oh,
You're like a psycho.
Oh.
hit you.
No, it's whatever.
Hello.
Got bigger things to worry about. Well, you doing all right?
That motherfucker hit me so goddamn quick. I didn't even see him pull the red.
You're so great, son.
It feels like a fucking hot air balloon, and I don't fucking like it.
Feel better, Flop.
Flop, you doing okay?
Hey, Martha.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you, babe?
Oh, I'm doing amazing. I'm off down there to the senior bands. My friend and I want to see if we can get a food court or something. So
Oh. Good, exciting.
Hey.
Have you listened to what I said yet? Are you dispatcher yet?
I do want to have a little go of it, but I
You
feel
do.
like-
Ooh, yes, yes. Okay.
How's dispatch going?
Yeah, so I just want to know really, is there
It's going.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
what we're doing right now
I think we still need those 911 lines connected. Things like that. The basics, you know.
No, I can't. I don't have a
Really?
radio.
That's still not working?
You don't have
No.
a radio.
No,
You
I don't
don't.
listen to the radio. I wouldn't know what to tell her.
Give me a direct line with the IT guy. I'll sort everything out. I don't even know if you have that, so I don't expect it.
Nope.
But yeah, I didn't think so.
I guess. Yeah. Well, maybe that. Maybe you could get.
Yeah, not exactly.
No, didn't think so.
Someday.
Hey, bro, did you see you see that report that Pinzone threw up
When?
about the thing I told him about?
I believe you. I'm gonna keep on pushing you. Okay. I know you can do it.
Thank you, darling. You're a
I don't know what you're talking
You are too. I'll see you later, Martha.
Yeah, I would. There was about a Tessa thing
Oh, sorry.
and a Cornwood and no.
Yeah.
You remember what? Is anything? Do you know what I'm on about?
Yeah.
Did anything come of that?
About like with
The mis- it's about the concerns about the misuse of the statute of limitations.
Yeah, I mean, it is not good. And it, wait, when was this?
This was like a few weeks back. What's wrong? What's funny?
I mean, she.
Wasn't it like 7 minutes? I'm crying. I'm sorry.
Wait, 7 minutes?
I-
What?
Here's the thing, okay? She was. Let me open up the report. She was processed.
Wait, pause. She's been in prison?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I wanted it to go to the docket because it's gonna be taking the trial anyway. So I wanted to do it like civilly, since we couldn't 100% prove that it was her. But time kind of it's been so mismanaged.
Oh.
It was so fucking mismanaged.
Wait, what do you want about? Wait. What do you want about 7 minutes, Lucas?
From the
She
time.
possibly, depending on the timeline, she was sent up to prison beyond the 30 days.
I think even the time that the report was created is out of it as well.
Yeah.
So.
No, what? That's not even what I was. What It's not what I was even talking to you about. It was
I know it's just funny that you bring that up.
Yeah. You need to talk to your husband.
my husband.
He knows the tea. He knows like the specifics a little better than I do.
What? How did that even happen?
Who's the processing officer? Actually, I'm not sure.
He's Lenny.
Oh. Sorry.
Wait, so Lenny sent her up after 30 days?
Ooh, no, Lenny did not.
Who did? Oh, Barrick Johnson, don't you dare.
It was Ruby and Cornwood.
Girl. Give it up, babe.
Cornwood sent.
Yeah, the victim.
Wait, what? Hold on. Hold on. I just had a realization. Wait, what?
Oh dear. Okay, yeah. And then whose idea was it to wait out the statute for Cornwood's animal cruelty to put the charges on
Definitely
Tessa?
Lenny. Definitely Lenny.
Okay.
But he was also in the meantime waiting for subpoenas,
Okay.
which obviously keep that information to yourself.
Yeah. Wow. Sounds like a fun mess to deal with.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Especially
Okay.
since I'm getting blamed for it. But anyway,
Well, I mean, there's always going to be, if you're at the top, you're going to get blamed for everything beneath you, Barry. That's just the reality
yeah, no.
of the job,
And it's even worse
unfortunately.
because I talked to Tessa and I was like, "Hey, I want to make sure this is pushed to the docket. There won't be like a warrant or anything like that." And
Wait, so who did the warrant then and arrested her?
Cornwood did the warrant. Ruby approved it, and they arrested her.
Girl.
That looks
'Cause
awful,
she was
Chief.
standing-
I'll be
'cause she was
honest, so.
sitting- because she was sitting in the lobby of MRPD and called Cornwood and apparently said like, "You have 31 minutes," or something like that.
Oh. Oh. Well, okay. Okay. So, okay. I will do that. I listen. This. This is what Pinzone said to me, because I went to Pinzone with this. I don't know whether you want to call it. I'll call it a concern about this whole misuse of the statute for the Cornwood incident. I'll just focus on that for now. He made the command report, and he wanted me to say he wanted it to deal with it internally, because I mentioned about the COB, right? Because that's what it's there for. Do you want to deal with it internally, or are you happy? Like, do you want, like, what do you want me to do? Like, do you want to, when it comes to, I guess, Lenny in this instance?
What do you mean? Oh, you also don't know that, probably, do you?
No, what?
Oh no.
What?
So Lenny had his Joker moment the other night. Not last night, the night before that. And actually it might have been last night.
10-3.
Either way, he got into a shouting match on the radio with Captain Slacks at the hospital. And then he walked into the hospital and shot Captain Slacks. And then shot Kit Archer. To which then I shot him. And fired him and sent him to jail.
What? Lenny Hawk?
Yeah. Lenny Hawk, yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, I would like to submit a official request to transfer flop from 2 into 3 to shift 3, so
Hello. Say it again. Just say it again a little louder. Say it
just I
again a
would like
little
to officially
louder. Say it
request
again a
flop
little
from shift
louder.
2 into 3 to shift 3, so it seems like a safer place for my son.
He's ship 3 on paper.
Yeah, but
Bro,
he starts to
I
shift
already
2.
told him come back home to mama,
Personal
and I'm
decision.
mama.
Is there any other cops like that in shift 2?
Girl, probably. Sorry, I didn't mean that was.
Beric, is there any other cops like that in shift 2?
I mean, oh, and
What do you mean? I mean,
I'm just waiting.
I mean, so listen, Lenny was part of this like trifecta group called Eclipse, made up of 2 other officers as well and himself. And one of them was spending a lot of time around Lenny after he got shot and, you know, did the deed. And Flop pulled a gun on him in the cells.
What do you mean Flop pulled a gun on him?
Flop pulled a gun. He like,
So he didn't. So he had a. Okay. Who?
He had his gun out around him. He didn't like hold nobody the fuck up. Like he didn't point it at them, but you
Yeah.
know, he was
Okay.
worried,
I
so
don't
he
blame
pulled
the
it out.
guy. The cop just got shot. 2 cops just got shot. Is he mates with the other guy? Does he? So hold on. So you saying this? You said a trifecta. What does that mean? Like a little cop gang?
Like an unholy trinity.
Like a little cop gang? A little cop biker gang or something? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd have my gun out too. What? So what's happening? Okay. Okay. What? Whoa. So you're saying that these other 2 cops are gonna start shooting cops in shift 2? Okay, that's okay. Oh, Barrack. Oh dear.
I'm saying it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Oh,
You know,
Jesus.
uncertain times. It's unlikely.
Okay. Wow. Ooh. You got your hands full, so.
Yeah, no shit. No fucking shit.
Hey, I guess we don't. Nothing to be dealt with about Lenny then.
Yep, and then nobody wants to move on, and nobody's concerned that he shot cops. They're just concerned as to why.
What?
Yeah.
Why does that matter? Wait, okay. Unless it's like unless there's, I'll be honest, there's no reason that's going to convince me that there was a good reason. But what are they saying that
No.
they think is a good reason?
They haven't come up with one. All that keeps being asked is, how did this happen?
They don't. I mean, okay, how did this happen? It's clearly the background checks on an unhinged cop, an unhinged guy. He somehow passed the background checks to become a police officer when he's a bloody psychopath. That's what it sounds like. How did a guy who's gonna snap like that pass? I don't understand it. What's just because it was a shouting match with his CO? I don't know. That sounds. Wow. Okay. They don't sound.
Academy in an hour, though, you're gonna have a lot more cadets. after today.
Yep,
Okay.
it'll be better.
30 more.
Okay. Where's Academy happening?
Zancudo.
Is there going to be any patrol cops? Like
Probably
people? Okay.
No.
Okay.
But I think it'd be perfect. But everybody is coming to Mission
Actually,
Row,
no.
right?
There actually might be because, well, it's just Emily. Emily and Alexis. They might just come with. Today is not that intense. I don't think there's any full modules for today, right? It's just like today's like the fixer upper day.
I think you've overspilled my mug of tea, and now I don't know what to do with myself. I'm gonna go inside and.
Also, Norman's back. That's a whole different thing, though.
Yeah, I'm well aware, Beric.
Yeah, just put that out there in case you don't know.
It's not the kind of thing that I would recommend just going around telling
Oh,
everybody.
I don't.
You don't?
No, absolutely not.
It's not to anybody that name starts with M and ends with T.
M&T.
That is blonde and beautiful. Matt.
What? His name doesn't end with T. Oh, I was thinking the last name ending with T. You know what? Right.
I think I'm going to bench trial.
Rob, come inside. We need to talk. Come inside.
I got to talk too.
Love you, Flop.
Love you too. Some may say that I love me too.
Okay. Good for you, Floppy.
Okay. Come in. Okay, you got to transfer. Okay, you got to transfer to shift 3. Okay, no more shift 2. All right, off limits.
Oh, did you fucking hear about that shit?
Yeah, off limits. Okay, no, it's not a safe place anymore.
Who told you?
Beric, and was just Beric. I just got that. I just
What
got
did you know?
I got the. I had the. I was just water. What's it called? I was waterboarded with Yorkshire Gold. Okay, extra strong brew.
What the fuck happened? What did Barrick tell you?
That Lenny shot Slacks and Ketch, and Barrick had to shoot him, and then he got sent to prison. And that you had your firearm out, because apparently Lenny was part of a trifecta or something called an Eclipse, and one of them was hanging around down in the cells. So you.
Oh no! You see, Bear doesn't even know the crucial detail yet. One of the shift 2 sergeants knows it because he had a conversation with me. That motherfucker, from the start of that scene to the end of that scene, did not help out with anything. Number one, and number two, for a man who just saw 2 officers get shot and 2 more in the ICU, 4 in total, walked into the hospital bed where I was processing Lenny. This man pulls out a magazine, starts loading his gun while berating me and talking shit about me, and then loads the magazine into the gun.
Hmm. And who is this?
Declan Crane.
Hmm.
And for a cherry on top, when I told him why I had my gun out, he went 1042 and proceeded to berate me on radio as being an incompetent officer. Which, you know,
What a whiny
whatever.
little baby.
No shit. For a
You
man who could,
you did the right thing. I would have done
Oh.
exactly the same thing as you.
well, not for nothing, a little cherry on top too. This man, after I processed Lenny, we had the shift 3 meeting. Storm came through. Declan walked into the room, sat down, and as far as everybody was aware, this was over a turbo. And all Declan had to say was, "You're all
Whoa,
missing
whoa,
the
whoa,
point."
whoa, 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 whoa.
It wasn't over a turbo. But
What do you mean?
that's what
What do
Lenny
you
was
mean?
Lenny
What
was
was-
complaining on radio the
Okay.
slacks before he shot him about how his car got stolen and that everybody on the police department was incompetent fuck. So all we know on radio was that this was over a turbo. But when it was mentioned in the meeting room, all Declan had to say was, "No, you're all missing the point. This had nothing to do with a turbo."
But he didn't
Essentially,
explain.
Well, his implication was that the way that the scene went and the incompetency of the officers is what led Lenny to this point. But at no point did Declan have anything positive to say in light of the officers who were shot, 2 of which by our own.
I mean, first of all,
Only reassuring that me having my gun out was the safest thing I could have done.
this is what Barrett was saying. Like, Barrett sounds so frustrated right now because apparently, like, nobody cares about the fact that Lenny's gone to prison or anything. They just keep asking, why did it even happen? When that doesn't
It
fucking
doesn't
matter.
matter.
Exactly.
The man shot 2 cops. Whatever the fuck was going on, that ship has sailed. I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck what his reason was. He lost his reason. And I don't care if he walks out of this somehow. The man's never getting his job back. And I will never look at that man with any trust in my life again.
Good. Jesus. So, but the problem is here, Philip, is that when I asked Barrick, I was like, okay, is there anybody else in Shift 2 that is going to do that is going to shoot other police officers? He hesitated and then started talking about, he basically said, I cannot assure that that's not going to happen. And then started talking about these other 2 officers, these Clips people, which I guess one of them is
Yeah.
Declan.
Yeah, Declan's one of them.
So
I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to be honest. Out of everything that happened, I got word from Bones, Jeffrey Bones, to clarify
okay.
that he's the one that's taken on the case. As soon as I got on duty, he questioned me. He actually understands my reasoning to have my gun out. He was not happy with the fact that I was on duty. Explain this to me. On paper, I fucked up. Right? The nature, the spirit of the law, whatever the fuck they say. You know what they were upset about?
What's
Mainly,
that?
I was on duty no more than 10 minutes. Rolled over, was on the roof, on duty. Right? When I get on duty, I start my day. I take it slow. I grab my gear, say hi to the people that are at the PD. And when I'm ready, I go out on patrol. Usually it's no more than 20 minutes. Usually. I got on duty and the first thing I had was Fred ask me to help him with a FOIA.
Yeah.
While I was helping him with the FOIA, mind you, roughly 10 minutes on duty at this point. There's a 13 alpha that goes off. I did not go. Yes, I should have gone. No, I should not have been here. But the point that I made to Bones and I magnified, my reason was simply because I was not ready or marked 41. And if I were to be at the police department, I was not standing around and doing nothing. I was reviewing 30 FOIAs. Should I have done it? No. But that is what they're mainly upset about. And when I asked the punishment level I should receive for that, I was told demotion.
Really?
You know what I said to Bones? I said, good, revoke my FTO, revoke my senior. Let me go back to writing papers all day and giving out citations. It might actually put me at peace of mind. I said, because being a senior right now is miserable.
Okay, I'll give it to you. I'll give you my opinion on it. Should you respond to 13s to 78s? Yes, I think always. Do I think there's exceptions to that? Yeah. I think like back in the day when we had, 15, 20, 30 police officers on duty at a time, we could afford, high command or command members who are having meetings and shit to not go if it's just 1 or 2 13s. And, maybe if it gets to 5 or 6 13s and it's getting a bit of a big situation, then we have to have all hands on deck, right? That being said, you weren't 41. So technically, if you're on duty, do you have the obligation to respond to a 13 alpha? By SOP definition, probably not. By kind of, is that... So I'm going to use, Dungeons and Dragons terminology here. Rules as...
Hungry?
I am hungry. Rules as written, no, probably not. You're not required to respond there. Rules as intended, yes, you are required, because you as a police officer should want to respond and go save your fellow officers, right? So I can see both standpoints, but I think this is a knee-jerk reaction from command. This is... I think if this Lenny situation didn't happen, what they're saying to you wouldn't have happened, right? If
100%.
If Lenny hadn't shot you,
bag and I'm the punching bag.
Exactly, and that's not okay in my opinion. If you took the Lenny thing at the situation and you just had you not responding to 78 calls, I think it would be maybe strike points or dat points or whatever, and be like, okay, is this the first time you've ever done this before? Yeah. Like, here's some dat points, don't do it again. I don't think they'd demote you. So I think, I think you're just a punching bag.
It's crazy to think that apparently the consensus prior to Bones talking to me was daps and a demotion. And no one had spoken to me before then.
Classic. That's classic PD for you right there, mate.
Yeah. And
That's
I officially
been
put in...
for years.
Yeah. I have been trying my best to make my point clear. The Declan situation, I want you to realize we had 4 cops. I'm going to say that again. We had 4 cops handling half the city at the hospital. Myself and Decker handling Lenny, and Barrick having to handle 2 scenes at Crusade. The fact that Declan sat down in the meeting room, and claimed his fucking innocence. And then after that conversation and whatever anyone else had said, which the only person that did complain at any point was Declan, the overall consensus that they came to was we should demote him. And I asked Bones, I said, am I going to have my opportunity to actually talk? And that's when he gave me the chance. And after he heard me out, he actually said, I actually agree with your reasoning to have your gun out. And when Declan asked why I had my gun out, I told him that at no point during that scene did he operate in the capacity as an officer to assist. You know what he did on that scene, Ed?
Mm-hmm.
I walked out with Lenny and put him in the car. And this whole thing was over a stolen Scout on radio.
Oh, yeah.
And what did Declan say when we got outside? He got our radio and he goes, yeah, hey, I'm going to impound this bike. I would hate for it to get stolen.
I would have just told him to go off duty, I'll be honest. That doesn't sound like someone you want to be around with. Jesus Christ.
I thought about it. But to be honest, I was given an order. And with the high tense situation, I didn't know how to react. I absolutely dropped the ball as the role of a senior with just how insane that situation was. But
listen, if I was Beric at this point, I would get on duty in shift 2 and I'd be like, who is sympathetic of Lenny Hawk? And anybody who says yes, I'd be like, okay, you're fired at this point.
For nothing, I really like Cornwood. I really do. 2 days in a row now, this man has sat in the room and said, I still don't understand. I've been saying that Lenny has something going on. And I want you to know, we were in the meeting room for over an hour today. And just when I thought we were able to wrap it up, Cornwood stepped up and said, you know, I knew something was wrong with Lenny. I've been telling people that someone's got to talk to him, and look what happened. And I got up and walked out. And I was the only unit on patrol for probably a good 30 minutes.
I hate this
because
shit.
the meeting.
Did he do anything?
No, he got on duty to complain.
Yeah, but like, did he actually do anything with Lenny? This is what I mean. Like, people like hindsight's 2020. Like, did he actually go and, if you're saying all this stuff, did he actually go and reach out to Lenny and like talk to him?
That's what I'm saying. I just, after dealing with him, not Cornwood, but after dealing with Lenny and dealing with everything that happened, unfortunately, the way I was treated over Lenny and what he did, zero sympathy. I don't care. I don't care. Whatever Cornwood's defense was, I'm sure Lenny had something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Not my problem.
So you moving to shift 3 properly?
I'm gonna need a couple days probably until this all blows over. But probably.
Okay.
Not that I want that to be the case, but you would think 2 hours bleed over from shift 2 wouldn't have this much detriment, but apparently I'm wrong, which is okay.
Yeah, but what it will mean is you get 2 more hours with your family.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
And you get 2 more hours away from the psychos in shift 2, and you won't. It would be less dangerous. Okay, but I don't press you into anything. I just think it might be. I think you'll be more. I don't know. It's difficult for me, but whenever I see the vibe I get from just hearing about shift 2 and the shift 2 officers, as much as I don't know. Shift 3 always gives me the vibe that they will appreciate people a lot more on an individual level and on a personal level versus on a. I feel like the whole frolicking thing was a prime example of like a shift 2 mentality of you don't get appreciated unless you are out on patrol doing patrol work 24/7, going ping to ping to ping to ping to ping and catching everybody. And
yeah,
that's not shift 3. Shift 3, you get appreciated for every single thing you do, regardless.
Well, and I told Bones that I am miserable as a senior right now because the sheer weight of being a senior spreads you thin. I'm sure if you went to go look at my reports, you'd be shocked at the lack of reports that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I don't get an opportunity to go out in the field. And I explained to Bones that this senior meeting that's mandatory that everyone's going to. I told him that there's going to be a lot more people who I unfortunately are going to have a lot of strong opinions about being a senior, and I said I think it needs to be reevaluated. And Bones's response was essentially, to some degree, the idea that, you know, it falls on the idea that I don't have a good balance. And there might be some truth to that. I won't disagree with him. I think Bones has a good head on his shoulders, and I've always respected the hell out of him. On the same flip of the token, though, I also had to remind him that there are some days where it's only 5 of us on duty, and I am the only person with stripes. And yeah, it doesn't happen to be that every single day there's other members of command that are around at that given moment. Sometimes I am the only person. And after talking with Lucas, who is also a shift 3 senior, Lucas could not stop screaming to the top of his lungs about how many 12-hour shifts he's been on recently where he has done nothing but paperwork inside this police department. Which reassured the idea that I don't think it's a balance for me at all. I just don't think that any of the other shifts understand sort of the dynamic we have in 3 because it's so vastly different. They have triple the amount of units on duty than we do.
Yeah.
And that's not us comparing. That's just being honest. That's a fact. And because of that, we unfortunately don't have enough people to balance everything right now. Hence why we have like 40 something people in a damn academy.
Yeah, I think that maybe there's just a skew on their view of seniors for different shifts, and they're not taking that into account. I mean, like, obviously Bones is shift 2, so he's got that view of a senior should have the balance of patrol and paperwork, but you don't get that because, yeah, I mean, as a dispatcher, I see that most, sometimes I see maybe 10 units on duty, if that. Yeah, I mean, that's a good day in shift 3. Most of the times it's 2 to 6. So.
Yeah. I told Bones I was willing to take any repercussion, and that I was serious about willing to have my FTO and my senior revoked. I'm gonna be honest with you. Rank has never driven me in this police department. It never will. Rank has never done anything for me. The only thing that rank has done is essentially add stress, which is okay. It's a responsibility and a job I want to do. But respectfully, if people do not see my situation and my defense for it, then I don't think that I'm worthy to be in this position. And I'd rather go back to just writing citations and being a patrol cop, if that's what it took. As much as I love the paperwork.
I think this has come from me too, but I think if they really wanted to demote you for defending yourself after a cop got shot, and you have a very close colleague of his who has visibly shown no effort to assist with processing and visibly pulled his firearm and reloading his magazine, and you have your weapon
Over
ready
a hospital bed. Nonetheless.
over a hospital bed, and you have your weapon ready in self-defense just in case you don't aim it or anything, right? If they see that as a problem, then they don't deserve you to be in a senior position. Just don't bother.
That's what I'm saying. I can do my job at any rank, and I think anyone that really knows me, Dad, knows that I am beyond willing, and I had to explain this to Bones too, but I am beyond willing to give anybody the time of day that they deserve. And I told Bones that very early on, I sat down officers and would talk with them for an hour plus because we were in the foundational stages, and I thought it was important to make sure that every officer's voice was heard, because captains were making big decisions without speaking to people below, and it didn't affect the top, it affected below. And I told Bones that there's not a day that goes by where I lose sleep over the idea that I wasted my time, because I knew that regardless of what anyone else saw it as, I knew I did it with the intention of having full progression in this PD. And honestly, I don't look at it as I don't deserve them. I look at it as obviously command does not deserve me if they want to demote me.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
I don't think I did anything wrong.
What a
And I
mess.
also, yeah. It's amazing how this blew up in my face as being I did this crazy egregious thing like aim a gun at Declan. Is the way it sounds. I don't know if that's what people are saying, but based on the way that people reacted when I spoke to Bones, and I guess the consensus they came up to for this, it almost sounded like the story that they were told was that I shoved a gun in Declan's mouth and threatened to pull the damn trigger.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. I don't. Has this ever happened before? Like, have we ever had an officer attack another officer? I'm trying to think.
In this standard department, no. In all time,
Mm-hmm. Like, in this capacity, like, I'm trying to think.
honestly, if it were to happen, it would have happened under Pred, and I can't recall.
Like, I mean, an officer seriously shooting and trying to kill another police officer. I'm genuinely trying to think whether that's happened. I mean, we've had cops like stabbing each other, but that was never really too serious.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than the obvious, but
Who's the obvious?
I mean, there was Brian and your brother, but other than that,
What did Brian do?
no.
That might be another conversation. That doesn't have to happen right now. Was Cody?
Yeah, you know, is that not something you remember?
I don't think so.
It was a different situation, different type of situation, but I thought you you knew this, but yeah, Brian shot and killed Cody in the police department. Yeah, it was an incident where, as far as I'm aware, it was a bit of a incident where a lot of people were pulling their guns out. Whether or I don't know. I think it was serious. I think it was half serious, and some people were messing around, some people weren't. And nobody pulled the trigger until Brian did, and Brian shot Cody in the back of the head. So, yeah.
I want to say I remember talking to you about it. It's been so long though. It's been so many years.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a different type of situation, but I don't know. Interesting. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I think, I don't know what the hell Barrett's going to do. I really don't.
I don't know.
And there was this
Honestly,
whole Tesla thing. I don't know whether you've heard about that.
yeah.
That's a mess.
Honestly, I hope if there's any integrity and people actually gave a shit about my value here, they would know that I had reasoning on everything. But they can't let this skate by with 0 DAPs. So I'm expecting to get DAPs for not responding to the initial 13 alpha. If I'm being honest, that was the one thing that Bones harped on. And I
Yeah,
expressed,
that's fair.
yeah. I did tell Bones that respectfully, moral of the story is I am no longer going to spend my time waking up here. I'm going to spend my time waking up in Polito and making a very slow commute down.
That's
And
a
I'm
good
no longer
idea.
going to. I'm no longer going to clock in. I mean, I don't know if you saw the recent announcement, but they was a response to 77, 78 calls. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I guarantee you I could probably put 2 and 2 together as to why that's an announcement. That tells me all I need to know about how much they spoke to me before putting that out, because I know that wasn't just me. Sorry, I said that wrong.
It's really
pretty sure-
interesting how this wouldn't be an issue if they just hired competent police officers and hired the people who had experience, like all those people that applied. This wouldn't be an issue.
Oh yeah, do you have any idea how funny it is to me to think that out of everybody, I mean, shit, I really want you to look at this, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah.
I want you to look at the entire roster of people on duty right now. How many names do you actually recognize? How many? Better question. How many don't you recognize?
1, 2, 3.
Out of how many?
1, 2, 10.
Thank you.
Yeah. An interesting thought experiment in it.
That's not even a statistic. That's just fucking fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, Flop's a terrorist.
No, it's like how long did it take the PD 5 years ago to go to shit? A long time. How long did it take this for to go to shit?
We are fucking close.
You know what? I think I feel a restructure.
Huh?
I feel a restructure and a mass hiring coming.
Don't. If that happens, I'm fucking out of here. I'm hightailing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope not. I hope not. Wow. Okay. Well, you have you actually got a bench trial to go to?
Apparently it was disregarded.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, the whole reason I was speaking about it was because I had the complaint I had about whoever was pushing the charges on Tessa misusing the statute.
Oh, did that ever fucking happen?
Yeah, Tessa got charges pushed on her. The only issue is apparently,
You know the report number on that?
No, I don't. But apparently, the statute of limitations had expired.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you know who pushed the charges in the end? Thornwood, the victim.
When was she charged?
I don't know. It was after the Lenny thing. It was in the past. Whenever, when was Lenny? It was in the past 24, 48 hours.
Okay. So, report was created on 3/14. It was either on the day or it's a day late.
Is there an incident for it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it. No. Yes, maybe. Officer
you have
Cletus
access to-
missing.
Yeah.
That one? What should she get charged with in the end? Attempted murder of government employee and accessory to kidnapping. Wow. Okay. And apparently, yeah, Ruby, the ass chief was the one to push it. It was approved by the ass chief, and then it was like it was outside of the statute or something.
Well,
So pretty bad.
I'm gonna say this. I have not looked at this report because I want nothing to do with it. But if Tet's, I'm about to say something real bad.
Mm-hmm.
If she gets away with it, damn, that sucks. You sat on this for how long?
Yeah, and part of the reason, supposedly, that it was sat on is so that Cornwood couldn't have any repercussions for his animal cruelty at the mayor's wedding.
What?
Yep.
Wait. What?
Yeah, that's why I made a complaint, because I heard that from McMahon that part of the reason they were holding off pushing charges was to wait until the mayor's wedding had passed statute of limitations, so that charges and or I guess a counter sue or something, like they could sue, so they couldn't sue Cornwood for bringing a dead dolphin to the mayor's wedding, because that was, like, I guess, motive for the reason Tessa stabbed him.
Well,
Tessa Lamb that you knew died on the same
my
day that...
honest answer is I don't.
What? No. I don't want to read that. But apparently that was Lenny. So that complaint ain't going to go nowhere now.
You know what that sounds like?
What's that?
Sounds like a whole lot of not myself or your fucking problem. Which is, you know what? Probably
Yeah.
for the better.
Yeah, probably for the
Sounds like-
better. Yeah.
Sounds like High Command or whoever the fuck is gonna need to look at that one and evaluate.
Well, like I said, it was Lenny. Apparently it was Lenny's thing, and Lenny is no longer employed, so...
Yeah. Damn.
But
I'm gonna do it.
apparently
I'm
Barry...
gonna do it. You ready?
That.
I'm gonna do it.
It what?
Oh no. Anyways. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should be a little more professional. I don't want to get dapped or demoted.
You know what's really funny, though?
What's up?
The irony of Lenny shooting cops because of he thinks that other police officers are incompetent, and yet he can't push charges on a simple stabbing.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Very ironic.
Yeah.
I kind of hope
Yeah.
they audit me. I hope High Command actually audits me, and I hope Declan tells High Command what he said to me.
Which is what?
Declan called me a paper pusher, and all I do is write and do nothing else.
I
If
hate
you
that
audit
shit
me-
so much.
If you audit me, you won't find many reports with my name attached to them in the last month.
I hate any police officer that thinks that they're important police work is being out on the streets.
I have tried explaining that to people so many times. I deal with a lot more of the politics side of the bullshit, and that's okay.
Hmm.
I don't see myself as a full-blown patrol cop. However, apparently the only valuable police work is one where all you do is go out on patrol.
Apparently.
It's funny.
Have you know, it's always the same kind of people that complain about that stuff too. It's always like the assholes. Have you noticed that? Like, it's always the cocky ones.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I think that's just what it is, though. Because I told Lucas that I considered taking the step back from senior, and that maybe, you know, everyone's right. Maybe all I do is frolic and don't spend enough time in the field. Maybe I just go back to writing fucking tickets all day. I wouldn't mind it. And all Lucas had to say was, "Nah, you need to come fucking home."
I agree.
Yeah. So maybe there's some truth. Maybe there's value to it. But it is very interesting to me to see the way that I've been treated by others. Because guess what? I'm really not a patrol cop. And my reason for that is because I care about the value of people's morale on duty. And I want to know what I can do to improve them. Apparently, I'm not allowed to do that anymore, though. Apparently, that's bad. I'm not even allowed to stand in this police. Right now, what I'm doing, I should get dapped. If I have a medical excuse, they can go fuck themselves.
I think it might be, maybe it's maybe take a few days and just maybe just be the fly on the wall for a few days and see how things are moving, see how the tides change, and make your decisions, because things aren't looking good right now. And I honestly, it wouldn't surprise me with everything going on that some changes might come through, and it might help you make decisions a lot easier. So yeah, I mean, obviously we got the mayor election coming up too, so
I gave it a day, and I still feel very strongly put. If they want to demote me, I'm gonna tell them thank you.
Yeah, you do that.
I think I don't give a fuck. I'm here to do one thing, and that's keep myself safe. And do the best that I can to make the improvements that this police department needs. And if get me out of senior is going to solve all the problems, then damn, I really hope you guys figure it the fuck out.
Hey, listen, from a talking as your dad, you don't seem like you've been enjoying yourself lately, and you need to figure that out. You need to get back to enjoying your police work.
I think senior is what's doing it in for me, to be honest. Which is
So,
why, regardless
maybe
of what
listen, I'm just saying there's another option. There is another option.
What's
if
that?
you think that's the honest truth, then don't even wait. You don't have to wait for them to demote you. Just do it yourself.
Yeah, I'd rather not look at the punishment for it. I'd rather just tell them I would rather the request and approval than being told that I was demoted for my actions.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I might just tell Bones that tomorrow. That if I'm going to be demoted for my actions, I'd rather just have my demotion approved. But that's the fucking last thing I need going around.
Stop putting yourself forward, and start taking care of yourself versus everybody else, and just do that for a little while, and then, you know, get yourself back on your feet and start enjoying yourself again, and maybe down the line, once things settle, you can go back to helping people out. But I think you need to help yourself out.
Yeah, I mean, I said something to actually Ziggy earlier, and I still stand by it. You know Duncan?
Yeah.
He asked me a long time ago. He said,